Hello everyone, this is Joan with the Brown Dragonfly. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to try to do a little craft along, see how it goes. This month in Line Dot Arrow, Natalie has put together 4 or 5 grunge kits. We do have weekly challenges, and so I'm going to work with one of the freebies to do the first week challenge. These kits are available in Natalie's Line Dot Arrow Etsy shop. I will link those below. There is a 25% discount on them, but if you look at my description box, there is also a 40% off code. If you use that code instead, you will get a little bit more of a discount. These are great kits to work with, and I'm just getting started, but I am doing a design team project with these kits this month, and so today I'm just going to play along with the first week. These are, there's a color version, black and white, and sepia in the freebies, so I think there's 6 to 7 pages in the freebies, just in case you want the different colors. I like to stick to the color. And kind of forgive the print job here, since these are not for US letter size. If I do shrink to fit to get the whole thing on the page, then it makes my little folios smaller. So I just left it the way it showed up on the screen, and it did cut off this thick brown line on this end, but I'm not going to use this as is anyway. This is not something new for Natalie. She's been using these in a lot of her kits. They're just very handy. This little tri-fold, you can make it an envelope, you can have one side a pocket and one side open, you can cut these flaps off and just have a tri-fold with pockets. I've done many things with this since she first introduced this idea, but since I've done those, I think today I'm going to make more of an envelope shape, and I'm going to actually use this as a template because I don't want these dark lines. So what I have done, and this is the other freebie page, and you can get this in black and white and sepia also. I am out of my presentation paper that's a little bit thicker. So this is, I think, like 28 pounds. So I already went ahead and backed this so that it could dry, and then I can cut these out. So I am going to cut this out to use as a template, and then what I've done is this page is from, I will tell you, this page is from the Grunge paper pack. I just took some packing paper, mine's a little bit on the thinner side, it comes in a roll, and I've just wadded it up, and I did this beforehand so you don't have to listen to me. Then I just glued it, and so then I have kind of this rough edge on the inside. So I'm going to use this as a template. I'm going to cut it out real quick, and then we will use it to draw around on this other collage paper. But she does have these freebies on her coffee site, and I believe there's another set of freebies from when she did a meet and greet that's a little bit on the grunge side, and you could use those as well. And also, previously in the past, she's done some grunge type things. So I think she kind of bumped her past posts to the top of the group, or listed the freebies again. There's some slide frames, and the other one is some circle frames, I think. She's done some things in the past, and they're perfect for, you know, more grunge kits. So there's stuff from the past as well too, and that's in her Facebook group. I don't know if she'll put those on her coffee page or not. And just as a bit of information, I've always wondered, the KO-FI, is it coffee or Kofi? Because I've heard, a few different ways, and so I thought, well, I'm just going to get on Google and Google it and see what it says. And it said you pronounce it like the word coffee, C-O-F-F-E-E, right? So I was like, oh, so it is coffee. And then I remembered that a lot of people, Americans say coffee, but other people, around the world, some of them say Kofi. So I guess it depends where you're from, how you say the word coffee. If you say Kofi, then I guess for you it would be the website. Because another place said you say it like no fee, Kofi. Well, anyway, I just thought it was interesting because every time I'm going to mention it, I never know which to say, what is correct. But maybe it's just regional and where you're from. So I'm just going to go with coffee, and I'm just going to do that, and then because I feel like I stumble over it every single time. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and trim off this extra part here so I can figure out where I want my template to be. I want to get the most, and I chose this paper because I figure it doesn't really matter too much about the direction. Some of the journal pages and stuff, of course, goes from top to bottom like this, and I really need it to be lengthwise if I'm going to make this into like an envelope. But with this collage, I don't really mind that some things will be to the side. Get rid of these. And then I'm going to have to find my trusty pencil. I did not do that before so that I could trace it. All right, let's see if I can find my, I've got such a mess on my table. I guess some of you probably would believe it because your table's a mess too. It's actually so much better than it was than December. Obviously it's not good enough because I still can't find my pencil. Oh, here it is. All right. Because I don't really want to use a pen. All right, so I want to maximize this. I want this to be the bottom part that's going to fold up. Which I guess would be this part. And it barely fits with, because this paper I did not print, I did print it fit to a page, so these are going to hang off a little bit where the little brown edges are. So I'm just going to do that on this side. And hopefully my flaps will be okay. If I still had some of my presentation paper that was the heavier, the 65 pound is what it is, then I probably would have just printed the, I would have printed this on one side and printed the paper that I wanted on the other side, and then I could have just cut it out that way. But still, I really didn't want these thick brown lines, so let's see how this turns out. And the glue I used, I didn't have a really good glue stick right now, so I did use glue stick and a little bit of art glitter glue. I didn't use a lot of art glitter glue because I really didn't want to waste it. And I'm going to be sewing, so I just needed it to stick down enough for me to get it all cut out and ready, and then I can sew it before we decorate. I never do a great job with this round part. I think in the past I've actually cut off this little round tab, but it'll be handy for closing the envelope, so I really don't want to do that. And also, because it's a little bit flimsy, in the past I've taken another piece of card right here and this and cut it out so this stays thick, sturdy, so it doesn't tear. So I might do that today too, I'm not sure. All right, so this is what we have. I do want to round these corners. I didn't know how that would do with the brown paper, but that's okay. We can hand trim. All right, and now, yeah, see, he looks really lopsided. I think I didn't get in all the way here. Yeah. All right, and then we're going to ink it real quick before I fold it. I hope everyone had a happy new year. As usual, I was in bed by probably 10:30 or so. I try to stay up, but I always fall asleep. Now, once the neighbors were setting off fireworks, then my dogs were awake and woke me up, but we didn't really do anything. We just stayed home, and then the next day on the 1st, I went to my son's house for a couple days and spent a little time up there. He lives a couple hours away from me. All right. See, I know this brown paper has a hard time sticking, and even though I'm sewing, I still like for it to be glued down well. Okay, so here is our, what will be our envelope. So I'm just going to fold this up, since I don't have the lines, just up to the bottom here. Hopefully. And then the top, I just want it to overlap some. I think this isn't exactly. Yeah, I think I went a little bit too far here. There we go. Yeah, and there's not a lot of room left because I was going to do a thing to tuck this into. So I'm probably just going to go ahead and cut this off, and then we'll figure out if we need another way to close it or not. And then these will just fold in. You could also cut these off. It would make your pocket a little bit tighter. With these in, you have a little bit more room because I'm going to use these freebies. These tags kind of make something to put inside. Let's see, does this even look straight? Yeah. All right, so I am going to take a minute and I'm going to sew around these 3 sections and see if this was, if I wanted to do this as a folio, I could just cut these off, and then, you know, if you had your paper direction correctly, you could, you know, I've also made a little journal out of this before. I've just put in paper, and that's another cute idea. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and sew real quick, and then I'll get right back with you. So here is our sewing. I had just sewed around each panel with a zigzag stitch. So I think we are okay to go ahead and glue this. It seems like I already thought of, oh, I wanted to do a little bit of ink inside here like this, just to kind of highlight some of our scrunched up paper. And I do like using this packing paper and scrunching it up and stuff. It almost kind of gives it a I don't know, a cloth feel. It's just, it's not as stiff as using cardstock. It is a little bit thinner, which, you know, doesn't add bulk to your journal. I think that's kind of one thing I've changed in the 3 years I've been doing this. I used to have, you know, really bulky, thick cards, you know, like tags and stuff, and I've kind of gotten away from that, where I don't do that as much anymore. I kind of decorate the pockets and things more, maybe with clusters and all that, and then I don't get so heavy-handed with really thick, like, cardboard tags like I did. Unless I'm making something for a swap and I'm just making tags, then I will do that. All right, so there is our basic envelope. I think right now I'm going to go ahead and work on what we're going to put inside, let this glue and settle, and then I'm probably going to decorate some out here and maybe do a round closure to wrap around, but I'm going to set that aside for a minute, and I'm going to cut these out. And I can fast forward this for you or cut it out so you don't have to watch me do this, okay? So I will be back in a minute. Here, and I think on this pocket I'm going to cut off these edges because I don't need a pocket that's going to stick out very far. I need it to snug closely to the back pocket, so that, or to the back tag, so that I want to put this tag inside this pocket, and I don't want it to fall out. So I'm going to take these off. Right. Okay, and then that way that'll fit nicely in there, and then hopefully that is going to fit in here. Yes. All right, so I'm going to sew these both real quick, and then I'll get back with you. All right, so the sewing is done. I did add a little label on this from one of the other kits. I got all of this stuff here from all of the kits. There's so many things, and this isn't even everything. Some things I didn't print out. Okay, so we need to do a little bit of something with this pocket, and I think we need to have the little bird on here. So let's just see if we can find something in here to put behind the bird. I think that's too big. It's a ticket. So many things. It's hard to know what to do. Let's just do a little cluster like that. How about that? Sorry, that's my dog barking. The dog that never barked until we got another dog. Now when the second dog moves quickly, like when the cat comes in or whatever, then the older dog has to, you know, it puts her on alert or something. I don't know. All right, how's that look? So we have a little tag here, and then this is, we will put inside of here. So let's do something to the outside here. Just wondering if we could use just some of this bottom ruffle. And then this is rounded, so if I go in and cut out these little things, and I have another piece of lace that's rounded. Okay, let's see here. I just love this picture of this little baby. Wonder if we could use that. Maybe tickets. I don't want to cover up too much of the front because I really do like the collage. I'm going to take this black edge off. I think we could put this on last. So there are 4 other Facebook groups that are taking part in these challenges. So the hashtag is grunge your art. And if you post in line.arrow, of course, it doesn't matter which week you do. You can do week 1 and week 2, but if you use the freebies, you get an entry into a drawing, and if you use some of the kits and the freebies, then you can get 2 chances. And like I said, there's 4 other Facebook groups that are also hosting the same challenge, so you can post your same photo, and everyone in each group will have their own drawing. And it's Two Sister Jam, Haystack Crafty Corner, Sweet Pea Papers, Junk Journal Tutorials and more, and line.arrow. And I will link all those below also. So if you follow along with the challenges, then we encourage you to post them in the group or groups. Share what you're making. Okay, I feel like I need something, yeah. kind of hard to do these, to do like a little cluster on camera. I always feel rushed or something, you know, like, or somebody, I know when I'm watching other people, I'm like, no, don't put it there, don't put it there, no. Let's see. I think I'm just going to go for that though. I am going to sew around this real quick, and then maybe I will take one of these stamps and cut it to put up here in the corner like an envelope, and then we'll go from there. Hold on. Okay, all right, so let's sew, let's glue her down first. Okay, I'm not going to press her down yet, so I can stick this under there. See, we've got a bee, a flower. We've got 2 bees. I think I'm going to use this little yellow flower. Little teeny tiny bit of cheesecloth. See if I can wipe this off. And then I really want this, but I'm going to trim off all these little extra pieces. I just put this along the bottom. Give that a second and I'll trim off the edges. I actually meant to use this and I did not. I like this. All right, so then we have our pocket and tag to go inside. All right. I was thinking there's some circles in here. So let's see, I can use some twine. Let me have a think real quick about if I want to use an eyelet or just a brad. Give me just a second and then we'll finish it up. Okay, had to find my crocodile. I'm going to go ahead and use this little label. I think I'm going to glue a little tiny bit at the top just to hold it in place. And then we will use the crocodile and put in an eyelet. Maybe. Oh. As I say, these new eyelets I got are just slightly bigger than what the crocodile wants to poke a hole for. Here we go. Okay. All right, and then I think we will use some of this twine. Of course, I'm doing this and I have a piece that, let's see, how can I do this? Because if I do the usual thing, then I'm going to squish this. I wonder if I can just make a big knot for it to sit there. Yeah, how about that? And then we can just wrap it around and tuck it in. There we go. How about that? I like that. So this will be my entry. Well, I'm on design team, so it probably doesn't matter, but this would be my entry into what I'm doing. You can take this and you can make a little booklet, you can make a trifold, you can make a pocket, one pocket, and put some little other pockets and tags on the other side. You can do whatever you want with this, but please just remember to use the hashtag #GrungeYourArt. And you can, like I said, you can do this in the 5 different Facebook groups, and that'll get you entered into more than one drawing. I have seen ladies that have won in more than one group, so we would love to see what you do. So anyway, I will leave a bunch of information below. Please go take a look at it. If you have any questions, just put it in the comments below. And I will see you next time. Thank you, ladies. Bye-bye.